Hey everybody, this is Lawrence. Thank you for watching today. This is another Kaerimichi video. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Lawrence. I do all the vlogs here. This video is a little bit different from my usual vlogs. I call it a Kaerimichi video. Kaerimichi in Japanese just means on your way home. So this is literally me walking on my way home from work. And in these videos I like to just kind of I do everything just stream of consciousness, more or less. I don't have any plan for this. I just talk about what's on my mind. I talk about anything that's been happening in my life or anything that I want to talk about. And then if I have some time, I like to answer some questions from you guys, the viewers. So it's been a little while. It's been like 2 weeks, I think, since I've actually done one of these while on my way home from work. Because it's been kind of a crazy work schedule recently. But as you can see, it is like significantly, well, maybe you can't see, but it is significantly darker out than it normally is when I would do these videos, or than it has been in the past, because the sun is going down earlier and earlier now, and it's I mentioned in another video how depressing that is for me. Especially when it's like basically the sun is already down by the time I get off work. That kind of sucks. Someone commented before, I'm sorry, I don't remember who commented, but someone commented that like, why do you hate when it gets dark early? Don't you like the dark? And you know, I do like the dark for sure. The dark can be really lovely and it can be fun. But I feel like for me personally, daytime represents like productivity and getting stuff done, and nighttime represents play and having fun. So like when I get off work and the day is over and it's turning to night, I feel like, oh well, all my productivity for the day is done. Like now I can play and relax and have fun, but I feel like it's much harder for me to actually like do productive things, do good things at night after the sun has gone down. So that's my whole reason why I don't like the winter. That's the only thing I don't like about the winter, by the way. Otherwise, I really like the winter. I definitely prefer cold weather to super hot weather, and I definitely I really like snow, and I like actually, you know, this will be my first winter away from Toyama in a while. And so it's gonna be weird not having all that snow. I really loved the Toyama snow. It was always so beautiful there. I think, I'm not totally sure, but I think Kyoto gets hardly any snow, if any. Probably not much in the city, but there are mountains nearby, so I'm sure it gets snow a little closer to the mountains, but I'm not sure if we'll get any snow where I live. I don't know. It'll be fun to find out. Also, thank you for the nice comments on my my high school festival, the culture festival, and the sports festival videos. Those were really fun events, and they were fun to make the videos. I really wish I could have done more and taken more, but as I said, it is work for me, so I did as much as I could without overtly you know, causing a nuisance or whatever. Unfortunately, I have to say, I know that you guys love seeing the schools and seeing what school life is like here, because it's really different and it's interesting. But unfortunately, those will probably be the last videos that I can do of school life for a while, because really the only reason that I can do those is because those events are kind of open to the public to a certain degree. So I felt okay filming and making videos of those. But other than that, when it's like private school stuff, they don't really like to the privacy rules, as I've talked about before, don't really allow for me to post stuff online, so I'm not going to be able to do that for a little while. I'm gonna cross over here because there's some people behind me talking that are being kind of loud. So hopefully they will go that way and I can go this way and we'll part ways. Oh no, it looks like they're following me. We've got some kids behind me here. What is happening? Okay. Alright, sorry, that was weird. Okay, so yeah, we don't have any like big public events like that for a little while. Look at this is gorgeous. These lanterns lit up here. That's nice. Here's Myoshinji Temple. This place is beautiful, by the way. It's really, really gorgeous. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? Anyways, as I was saying, we don't have any like big events like that open to the public for a while now, so I'm not going to be able to show my school life, anything from school for a while again. So I hope you enjoyed those videos. You know, go and watch them again. They were really fun. But I will definitely be able to talk about things that are going on at school to a certain extent, but I just can't show anything. So it'll be back to just my day-to-day life kind of stuff for a little while. And I think that's all the announcements or all the stuff that's on my mind that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to go to a question. And I'm going to stop over here because there's more people again, so it might be a little noisy with them talking. So Lynn Bouter asks, how, when, and why, and where did you learn to speak Japanese? And how did you come to decide to work in Japan? Those questions are definitely very connected. I studied Japanese in college. I went to Washington University in St. Louis, and I majored in Japanese there. And their Japanese program is kind of unique. They use a textbook that is not used at very many schools throughout the entire country, and probably throughout the world, as far as I know. You know, I don't know too much about Japanese programs at other schools, but I will say the Japanese program at Washington University is awesome and excellent, and the teachers are fantastic, and I really, really loved it. And the reason I ended up majoring in Japanese was mostly because the teachers and the program was just so excellent, and I enjoyed it so much that I just decided I gotta major in this because I just want to be in this department. So yeah, that's how, when, and why, and where, and how did I come to decide to work in Japan? This is again tied to WashU, Washington University. At WashU, my advisor suggested the JET program, and she really, you know, pushed it on all of her advisees, and it really is like kind of the best way. If you're interested in working in Japan, it's pretty much the best way to get kind of your foot in the door and just get over here and have a job when you're over here. A lot of people come without a job, or a lot of people come with worse jobs, and you know, JET is probably the best way to just like get over here while having a secure job, so you don't have to worry about like trying to find a job once you get here. It's really great. Highly recommended. And the pay is not bad. Okay, Lynn also asks, do you think you will ever move back to the USA permanently, or are you in Japan to stay indefinitely? That's really an open-ended answer for me still. Like, I will go where the opportunity is for me as far as my career goes, I will go where the best opportunity for me is, I should say. I could really see myself going back to America if I wanted to, if there was a good opportunity there, or I could see myself staying here for a really long time if I had a good career here. So that's up in the air. What do you miss about the USA? I miss the food. I miss great American barbecue and American pizza. Oh man. What do you love about Japan more than the USA? I like the people. People are great. I mean, I like Americans as well, don't get me wrong. I can't say that I like Japanese people more than Americans, that's not right. But I do, gosh, what do I love about Japan more than the USA? It's clean here. I like the cities, actually, the landscapes, everything. Yeah, landscapes, oh, for sure. The cityscapes and landscapes are incredible here. Hold on, I'm gonna stop so it focuses back on me again, although the background's kind of interesting here. So this is the entrance to the temple. And anyways, yeah, the landscapes and cityscapes are incredible here. Really, really gorgeous. And the fact that like this place is, it's such an old country, like especially compared to America. Like America is such a young country relatively. We're only a couple hundred years old, but Japan is thousands of years old, and so it has this deep, rich history and these buildings that have been around for much longer than American buildings and things like that. So like, you know, temples like that one I just walked through are incredible. The natural landscape here is also just gorgeous. Japan is actually like 80% unlivable because it has so many mountains. Like all of Japanese people live on 20% of the land. That's how many mountains there are, and that's part of why it's so congested here. But yeah. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful country. That's definitely what I love more about Japan. And final questions. Do you find that you are, quote, accepted by the Japanese people? Do you ever feel like a stranger in a strange land? Do you have a lot of American friends in Japan? Okay, Lynn, thank you for all of these questions. Really great questions. This last one is especially difficult to answer, actually. Do I find that I am accepted by Japanese people, or do I feel like a stranger in a strange land? Well, first of all, I do have a lot of American friends and a lot of just foreign friends in general, a lot of non-Japanese friends. When you come on the JET program, they're really good about like creating a network between other jets. So like you have a really great network of people just automatically set up and ready for you to just like meet other foreign people who live in your area and hang out with. So I do have a lot of non-Japanese friends here. But do I find that I am accepted by the Japanese people, or do I feel like a stranger in a strange land? I really don't know if I can give like a fully satisfactory answer to this question. It's a really good question, and it's really hard to answer. The answer, I guess, is yes and no. Really, is like, that's the best I can say. Ultimately, like, if I had to say yes or no, like one or the other, am I accepted or am I not accepted by Japanese people? I guess ultimately the answer would be probably not accepted, which, you know, that's not, you know, I would say no with shades of gray, I guess. That's not like a, well, it is a negative thing. I can't sugarcoat that too much. I will say, like, you know, it depends so much on the people and the situation and everything. Obviously, like, my girlfriend is Japanese, so obviously she is accepting of me. You know, it varies so greatly, but overall, if I had to say, like, okay, this is actually perfect. I was just talking this morning with one of my coworkers about a friend of his who is Caucasian. He was born in Texas, and his family moved to Japan when he was in elementary school. So he's lived in Japan basically his whole life, and he ended up actually renouncing his American citizenship and naturalizing to become a Japanese citizen. So he is like fully Japanese citizen. He was basically born, I mean, he wasn't born here, but he was raised here. He speaks fluent Japanese, of course, and culturally he's basically Japanese. But, you know, everywhere he goes, even to people who know him well, to like the company that he works at, you know, friends, co-workers, to all of them, he is not Japanese. I mean, maybe to friends, they might treat him as a Japanese, but out in the world, to co-workers and you know, at his company, they treat him differently. They don't treat him the same as they do like just actual native Japanese people. And that's purely because of his looks. That's all it is. It's purely because of the way he looks. He doesn't look like a Japanese person. And, you know, the identity of Japanese people is just so ingrained in them. It's such they really like have a strong sense of what it is to be Japanese to a certain degree. I mean, it kind of to a superficial degree actually, kind of, but it is like, you know, culturally it's just such a deep part of their cultural consciousness, and it's really hard for foreigners to break into that, dare I say impossible. You know, no matter how long I live here, and this actually goes back to the question of, do I intend to stay in Japan forever, or do I ever intend to go back? The thing is, no matter how long I stay in Japan, I will always be the foreign guy. Like, I could live here my whole life, I could end up renouncing my citizenship and becoming a Japanese citizen, and I will still always be the foreign guy to all the Japanese people around me. So, do I feel like I'm accepted? I mean, really, like, fully, truly accepted by society? Absolutely not. No, I don't. But do I feel like I'm accepted by individual people that I meet, or by you know, the exchanges that I have with people in situations? Obviously, like, you know, I have a place to live here, I have an apartment, I have a job, I do have friends, and I have a girlfriend, you know, that are Japanese, and so, sure, to a certain extent, arigatou gozaimasu. Sure, to a certain extent, I do feel like I'm accepted, you know? But overall, by society, to like a societal degree, no. So, it is a yes and no, and it's a gray area thing. But I hope that that was a satisfactory answer. That's probably as... I'm sorry, I really don't plan these videos at all. I don't write a script or anything. I just fly by the seat of my pants. So that's kind of the best answer I could give on the fly. Like, another thing that was actually just in the news a couple of days ago, or maybe even yesterday, on a train in Osaka the other day, the train conductor apologized in Japanese to the Japanese passengers that I'm sorry for the overcrowding due to the high number of foreign passengers on board today. He apologized to the Japanese passengers for the number of foreign passengers on board today. And like, you know, he claims he did it because he heard one of the Japanese passengers complaining that it was just so crowded because of all the foreigners, and that they were, like, you know, in the way or whatever. But like, man, he apologizing specifically to the Japanese passengers for the crowding due to the foreigners. Like, come on, man. So it's the kind of things like that that just make me go like, okay, could I live in this country forever, indefinitely? I don't know. Like, because I'd have to put up with that probably, and that kind of stuff. It's not going away anytime soon, you know. It's such a, it's in the culture so deeply. The sense of us as Japanese people versus them as just all non-Japanese people. So. Yeah. God, I hate to end this video on a negative note like that. But, you know, that's the reality of the situation. You know, stuff like that happens. And, I mean, I'm not trying to say that we are holier than thou by any means. There's definitely some terrible, terrible racism happening in my own country, in America. And yeah, I'm super ashamed of the things that are going on in America these days. So I'm not saying that, you know, I am better than these people because they're so racist or whatever. Like, there's definitely much worse things actually even happening in the States. So, you know, take that with that grain of salt as well. I actually just walked past my home, so I'm gonna go back. But this is a bit of a longer Kaerimichi video because I went off on a tangent. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the question, Lynn. I hope that was a satisfactory answer. And if you have any questions or comments or anything that you want to hear me talk about on one of these videos, please leave a comment below, and you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter, and you can reach me there as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.